Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Oh. Oh. I guess we're almost on the final bite. We're almost done with the game. Okay. This might be our finale, guys. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals at the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he might not quite grasp that fact. See, he's just a child. He's just a child. How could they do that to him? Because, you know, he's Pop. Because he's a kid!
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
I don't know if any of my voices for this child have been constant. I gotta be honest. Oops. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away.
I have a swirly with sprinkles, please. Haha, Sprinkles is a dog and a treat.
Yes, you can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? That was a cool moment. Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle, beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Dom, suggesting I pick on such a defenseless horse.
Ah! Bleh!
I don't think I'm ever ready to just read this stuff. And I really should be. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. I haven't really done cooking since the very first day. It's a 3-day semester. Shouldn't I be, like, out of class? Yeah, literally. Doesn't look like you can go on like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Dom, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail working so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food was received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Ooh, roasted! Excuse me, Dom. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. God damn it. I didn't even have an option that time. This game just hates me. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk through class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you on the inside, Dom. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. My dyslexic ass is having such a hard time with the writing in this game. That's not a skill issue. Totally isn't. It's 1000% these words. An attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out a spell book that you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages.
Wow, is that a spell book? It looks like real bad news.
It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I really don't believe in that magic type stuff.
A grimoire? Like a book full of magic spells? I don't know. Who would want to spend so much time decorating a magic book if they weren't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covering with the arcane warnings. Cast only if in case of extreme emergency, it says on the edges around the pages. I could use this spell here that it says will erase anyone I choose from my memories. If I scrub out the Colonel Sanders, It would probably help me to focus better on the upcoming final exam. This is so dumb. This is just dumb. I got nothing else for that. That's stupid.
This is way too drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger?
Okay, fine. Maybe it is a bit drastic, but despite the time... But desperate time comes from... Fuck! Desperate times call for desperate measures! You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Why would I do that? That's like... That's stupid. That is something that is really dumb, and no one in their right mind would ever try it. Oops! I guess we're gonna have to do that. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on your words. The only effect it seems to have is making you forget what you're doing. Oh, that's true. I do that all the time. Alright, after looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You got a memory erasing spell. Something about this moment seems very familiar. I begin to recite the spell, but I stumble on the words, and the only effect is that I forget what I'm doing. I'm wondering if Miriam will ever change. Like, seriously, don't do it. Memories are important. Ah! You got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out now. You begin to read it again, knowing nothing can stop you now. I'm too good at it now. I'm too good. I worked my way up. Well, here goes nothing. Hold on to your butt. Now what? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now, your first day of culinary school. No time to sleep in. Oh my god. Please don't just be the beginning of the game. Oh, it's looking like the exact same thing. Oh. I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm just gonna try this out. It's literally... It's just the game over again. It's just the game again. No! 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 Continue. Continue. Maybe. 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 Where am I continuing from? Where am I continuing from? Oh, piss. Okay, well, I'm gonna play through the entire game over again, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. That took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I had to do everything exactly the same, just in case, like, I get a secret ending, or... I don't know, probably not. I think I've been playing the game the only way it's allowed me to play, but... Except for maybe, I think you might be able to get Miriam into the vending machine instead of Pop, which I maybe should have changed, because, again, that is really disgusting. But, I don't know, maybe it's a different ending, so I guess we just gotta live with it, so... Yeah. Don't do it after all. I want you to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. I want to wait to see what happens. Sprinkle stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, a tiny orange squirrel perched on a cherry tree outside. You see it. Whatever. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins to bark uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Damn, bro! What did the squirrel do to you? Terrence! Terrence! I told you never come back here! Terrence! Terrence! I don't say Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better show your chubby cheeks! You never show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied and his presence has been felt not only by Terrence but by every other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up a very important point. Thank you, Tom, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see? But before he could go any further, Miriam's love drama spills out all over into the class. Sprinkles interrupted by sad whimpering coming back from the back of the room. Oh my god. Okay. I thought for a second that Miriam would be crying because he rejected her, but I don't think that's what's going on here.
I told you to save it for after class. But I miss you. We went on one date, Pop. How can you miss me when I'm right here?
I'm so over it. I don't know if any of my voices are right. Whatever.
Every time I blink, you go away.
That's a really cute thing to say. Miriam, what happened between you and Pop?
I got her in trouble and now she's mad at me. I didn't just get in trouble. I got yelled at by Pop mothers who blame me for getting been banned from every museum you got stepped foot in.
Oh, that's what you mean. What do you mean her mom? His mom.
What? Pop, we went on one date. We're over. I meant so much to me that I made this for you.
Too hurt to go on arguing, Pop leaves his creation behind and runs out of the room. Hearing a loud public breakup cast over a pal over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't get distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown and challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all at the arena. I feel like it's kind of turning. I don't know how it sounds because you can't really tell how you sound until like you listen to it. To me, what that sounded like was I think I lost the plot of Sprinkles, and then everyone kind of turned into Sprinkles for a tiny bit, like different cadences of Sprinkles, and then Sprinkles turned into Richard Watterson from Amazing World of Gumball. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hey Miriam, are you okay?
Okay, I'm so bad I can smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone?
The tiny Coco is delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke. Even the source of her frustration is such. Even if her source of frustration is such a silly little boy. Gah! I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say this out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you were gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her hair, her short bangs. But then she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way.
You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me?
Of course not. Well, yes. But I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch and both of us, whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone, yeah, so pretty sure she breaks up with Clank there. Oops. Okay, well, whatever. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears off of her cheeks.
I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup.
And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea how to spend your time before your exam. You decided to head back to the area early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a challenge to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of recipe that you've been working on. Dom's famous chicken pot pie. Blah, blah. I was doing so good for so long. I didn't screw up for like so many dialogues. Chicken pot pie. I hate chicken pot pie, by the way. That's not a lie. I used to work at KFC and I hated them and they were weird. Also, they sucked. You know, to make the chicken pot pies, you have to like debone the chicken. So like you have to take your fucking, well, not like your bare hands. They want you to do it in gloves, but it's harder in gloves than it is your bare hands. So me personally, I just wash my hands really thoroughly and then just start pulling out these chicken. Like this chicken. And it's just burning hot because it's like it's been in basically like a heater all day. So you're doing all that and it burns you and you're like, damn it, oh, this is the worst job in the planet. And now I'm gonna do that again in this game. So, yay. Reliving that. As soon as you do, your cramped session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Dom, what are you doing here? There's still time. Plenty of time before the exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and I'm picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders into your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets really hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Oh no. Ignore it like there was no sound at all. If I do that, it's just gonna burn down. And though that is funnier to me, and I have almost burned down a KFC before in my life, on accident, I think I'd rather just fess up about my practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie from just the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me that something else. Oh no! Is it burning? Ha! No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth! Wow. That's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat it all to this day, but there's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkle down the ground rules. There are no rules! That is, except for everything you got! Oh my god, everything's going. You step off the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that you need to push over to the edge of victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top shelves. Miriam gets her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big on small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe. And then there's a company mark. Fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at full. That's in the game. Did they not care? I'm pretty sure they did not care. They just shit posted with this game. Took them like, I don't know, $500 to make, and they didn't care. I guess that's fair. I don't think I'd care either. The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10 with frenzy of action. That is a terrible line. I hate that. Everyone is calling out really cool, specific cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth.
Best friend, batter blaster, blaster.
What the? Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open the sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops out her pastries out of the tray with lightning speed.
Shallow personality spatula.
Even Clank gets in on it.
5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique.
Wait, did Clank learn how to speak English?
It's a singularity, as foretold.
We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all.
Self-destruct.
Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. He just killed him. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. She's gonna use some dark magic to turn the tide. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate enough. You're desperate, not... Fuck, okay. Locking in, viewers. And you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's most certainly evil magic? Well, I gotta be honest with you. Probably fucking not. I don't want to play through the game again. So I'm gonna do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you got passion? That's right, baby. I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win by your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink across the room. I believe in you, Dom. Miriam notices too.
And I've always believed in you, Dom, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever.
Her voice. I think it was originally like a Millhouse. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've lost the plot. This game has killed all of my brain cells. I don't know how to explain. This game is literally... Not literally. It's... This game is doo-doo. Anyway, going back to it, you turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking?
Tiny Food, sure took good time. I'm also dead, so I'm gonna help you.
Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices into your boiling noodles.
I'm gonna fuck it up for you.
Oh no, don't do that. She doesn't know that you lied and the ingredients was made up. And where in the world did she get that Eye of Newt from? No. 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 No.
I told her a lie because she was cheating. She was talking to a child. She was talking to a child. I didn't want you, Miriam. I didn't want to be friends anymore. No, you're gonna fuck it all up.
The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to stir in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes.
It is I, Steve, the spork monster.
Steve, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you?
We spork monsters are many. I think Gorko had the day off, but you have just conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills are really gonna impress me. Mind if I hang out?
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station.
I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh?
Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles and a pot of salted water?
I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup, back in the old country.
You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you could just watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition.
I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School when I'd fallen asleep during the scare tactics class, and when I woke up.
You toss a serious stare over at Steve, and he takes the hint.
Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck.
Having suffered a huge step back, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep within yourself. I can do this. I have whatever it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body.
Ah! My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been prepping their entire lives for.
Yes, Dom, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue, dude. Fuck. Sorry. My heart is pure and my hands are steady. My taste buds have prepared their entire life for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie was overcooked in the oven and now it cannot be served. This game. But don't worry, dear Dom. You may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support.
I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches.
He steps in your station and stands right beside you.
I'm here to help.
Why is everyone helping me? Do your own thing. All you managed to do is make mac and cheese, and time's almost up. You're gonna need it. Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What'll happen to you? What about the rules?
Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart.
What a guy! Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders that you've ever laid your eyes on.
And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations have surprising effects that truly surpass their individual efforts.
Are you suggesting
if we combine forces, we can make the perfect food union? Time's up, students!
With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for.
You must now prepare to present your dishes.
A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete.
Seems like we're missing some students. Pop, clink.
From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student.
I'm flying!
It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there.
Miriam, would you mind?
Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom by the hook of the elastic of his underpants.
Get down from there right now!
me guess. Did Van Van have something to do with this?
Oh shit, fuck. Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse?
I thought a wedgie was a salad.
It looks like Pop is eliminated through... Fuck. From the challenge. Seeing how he didn't cook anything.
I can't feel my legs. May I be excused?
Sure. You're kissing your face. What did I say? It's not the worst price in UCS AL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pricks, click. Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You heard a signature weird beep and other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow we must have gotten unplugged. I guess we must figure that out later. At least only 4 related students. Collect your final project. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish.
I made tender udon noodles and a savory soup.
No.
My word, it's so delicate, so teeny tiny and Naruto-maki that I survived for this itsy bitsy bowl?
Yes, Chef.
I don't know what they're talking about. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name.
Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from bay leaves that I picked it myself.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening up his mouth and letting out just the tip of his dog tongue into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on! I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. In the flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble worth of soup. Hey, Plus, rarely I do taste in that dish. You are goated. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug.
Thank you, Dom, for helping me believe in myself.
You're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over a smooth egg custard in Axe chewable urchin. Axe-hewn urchin shell, topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different color type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose on account of the spikes. He begins to pause at it erratically, causing the custard to slush around. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past the needles. He reels back and his tongue is poked and prodded. My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat it! That's not fair, because you didn't tell anyone about your allergy beforehand. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? But people do that, though. Dejected Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment. What? Sprinkles graciously laps around a bowl of milk. I know, yeah. And I drink milk. I'm a dog. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish.
I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rose water syrup topped with French meringue and connected with it by some sugar glass.
That actually doesn't sound bad.
Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece.
Don't eat the food? At a cooking school?
Got toast in your ears or something, Dom? I told you it's a display piece.
Actually, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school.
Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and why I did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam.
I just wanted to be judged on eating. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it. You could, if you absolutely insisted. But don't breathe in too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral.
If the food cannot be eaten, they cannot be judged. You're never going.
Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying on a fake nice, to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last of you've heard of me either. They're pretty much just Jesse and James. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders are the final cooks. You step up together.
Two chefs?
What began as a delicious bowl of mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, shifting and eyeing the bowl. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. Imaginary food. Mac and cheese, popcorn chicken bowl.
Just when I thought I'd seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing. I complained about me in my 49
dog years of life. So you're like 2 years old?
I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you all pass.
You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back into its... and by its magnetic... Not magnificent. Magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they be better than this one? This is lazy. This is lazy. I mean, you just had Ashley and Van have, like, their evil character arc. Like, you have something set up there for them to, like, I don't know, kill someone again. Or have one last battle. But now everyone passed. So, whatever, dude. Now that the school year is complete, and now that everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduational dance. Compared to the massive, high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy.
DJ Dog is in the hole!
You knew that Sprinkle was his master chef, but was he also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. But they just had a villain arc. She literally just had her arc, and it was like, I'm not going to be two-faced anymore. I'm not going to be fake and nice. That was literally the lines. Why are you making her good? Oh, for a moment you actually believe them. Oh, okay. Not another haunting.
No ghost allowed at the graduation. It's clearly written in the school bylaw.
I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Ah. Why? Why are we having the DreamWorks end of movie dance moment where everything is resolved? This is a terrible conclusion. Nothing has stakes. Oh my god. And now that everyone is together, it's a spork monster. You've totally mellowed out.
Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me as Party Monster.
Student tried to finish up what he has to say, but everyone's too wrapped in talking to a party monster. Dejected, the student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. I'm glad things didn't work out for her romantically. That was a child. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for a good reason. Walking the carpet, you see him perched atop his dirty chef hat. A crown?
Welcome back, Pop. I know that you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had mailed it directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean.
Oh, now I get it. He's a Nepo baby. I still don't understand how they went on a date. You can't just scan past that. Who wrote this? Okay.
And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Candler.
Miriam, will you be my lady king?
What an incredible turn of event. An offer to join the royal family. It's like a dream come true. You'll get to be a princess or maybe a queen. I'm not sure if even he knows, but either way, crowns and gowns, baby.
I'm sorry, Pop, but I'm not interested. Not now, at least. I've got so much to do with my life.
A twist on a twist? Thank God! Okay, you locked in. You're still the worst character for even entertaining this. But you locked in, I guess.
So many more 3-day universities to attend. And so many tiny foods that meticulously sculpt them and then accidentally get blown away by a single sneeze. Okie dokie.
And then they all just start dancing.
Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth.
Whoa, he's still a talking thing.
I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension.
What?
I
actually feel like I knew this the whole time.
Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return.
A portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Ugh. I want it to be over. I'm hungry. I'm gonna take a bite of food. That's how disinterested I am in this. Food. Oh yeah. That hits the spot. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get most of the famous Chicken Man and the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy chicken. Ah! Even this is bad. This is how I used to end. What's his name? I ended an essay like this in like 2nd grade or like 4th grade. And you can't write the end with a question mark. That's so ugh. No, it's not the end. Wow. Thank you. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Dom? What were you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities you would expect to find in such a lovely person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few.
It truly is my lucky day.
Would you come dance with me? Yes, I would love to do that. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. Yay! And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Dom. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I just need to do by myself. Why is he pissed? Work together? No, bitch! This entire time you thought you were getting close to me? I just want to hit. But who will help you run the restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? God damn. Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Could you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? Wow. 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 I suppose I could enroll at a pastry school. Oh, my dear Dom, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end! What? This truly was I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Maybe the true Colonel Sanders, I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good simulator was the friends we made along the way. I'm astounded. I'm astounded. I'm astounded. I'm guessing that there was a better ending to get. I didn't get it. Yeah, it makes sense that this is all the credits is. Oh, okay. Well, this was a game of all time. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and see you in the next playthrough. Bye!